That is amazing. Quick question. You're gonna get back into it, but we'll talk about your when you got into the majors. Dennis Quaid, when he played you, did you meet him prior? Did he spend time with you to kind of get to know you as an individual as well?
The day he signed the contract to play me, and there was a multitude of people who wanted that part. And I'm so happy it was him because we got along so well. I went to his house in Brentwood, and this man who has already made 53 movies at the time, I'm playing catch with in his front yard in Brentwood, California. And I'm like, I'm playing catch with Dennis Quaid. So we get done. He goes back in the house. I get ready to leave. I call my mom on my cell phone. I said, Mom, guess what I just did? And I tell her the whole thing. And she goes, you suck. And she starts giggling. She goes, he is so good looking. I'm like, but I'm your son. Yeah, but his smile. And yes. And we would go to Dodger Stadium, and he would replicate everything I'm doing to the point where he's twirling the ball in his hand one day. I'm like, what are you doing? He goes, what you do.
So crazy, huh?
I don't do that. And he gives me the ball and he goes, okay, get up here and get ready to throw. And I'm sitting there with it behind my back and I'm twirling it so that nobody can pick up the pitches I'm throwing. I don't even know I'm doing it. And he goes, see? I'm like, oh. And then all of a sudden, like 200 people start cheering. We're in Dodger Stadium and all these people start cheering. And I look up and it's a tour bus of people. I'm like, wow. And I forget who's next to me, right? I'm like, oh, that's for you. And he giggles, yeah, we were friends. And I went to listen to him and his band play a lot while we were filming the movie. And we went out to eat and I watched him play golf. And what a great guy. And he said, if you see anything being filmed that you don't like, you tell me and it's out. And he was true to his word. Now, 3 days in the process, we're on the set and they say cut, and he comes over to me and I'm watching all this stuff take place in front of me, and I'm on a movie set where people are there because of me. And it's like 200 people. And he comes up, he goes, we're fixing to do the part about the bet. Tell me what you would say right now. And so I start rattling off all this stuff I say. And I'm like, he's not writing anything down. I'm like, he doesn't remember nothing, man. They go back and they go, action. Almost word for word. He starts spitting out everything. I'm like, oh yeah, you do this for a living. And he would giggle at stuff. And then we would do interviews and he would look at me, he's like, how did you come up with that like that? And I'm like, I'm a guy. I've been in a locker room, man. If somebody talks trash, you talk it right back. That's how it goes. Because we're in New York doing interviews. And we're like, yeah. Hey, do people wave like they do in Texas? I said, yeah, but with less fingers. And he's like, he almost falls out of his chair while we're doing an interview, man. He just loses it. He goes, that is so quick. But yeah, great guy.
So you signed with Tampa, or you went for the trials, you signed with Tampa, like in the movie. When you hit the minors, did you have that hope of getting up there again, or was that in your head like this is not going to happen?
No, I already had a job in Fort Worth at a great big high school, and I was going to be assistant football coach and head baseball coach. And my deal was I'm getting to be a kid again for a summer at 35. This is so cool. And so they send me to rehab camp after I sign. They take away my Dr. Peppers and my tortillas. And after I throw, I'm like, I'm done. It's Florida. It's hot. It's humid. I'm going to shower. They're like, oh no, now we run. And now we do PFPs and they're drilling balls back at me. That's my job, is to hit balls at people. And now they're hitting them at me. And I'm like, oh, I forgot about all this stuff. I thought I was just here to throw. And so 3 weeks of the worst diet that ended up being the best thing that happened to me that I never want to be on again. And then they send me to AA. I'm already higher than I was the first time around. You go straight to AA. I walk in to the clubhouse and the Orlando Rays are playing Zebulon Mudcats or something, or Catfish. Or I walk into the clubhouse. This kid looks up and he goes, hey, we got a new coach. Okay, I don't like you. Yeah, you suck. And I throw the first night. I come in with a guy on first, and you're going to love this. What do you think the first thing I did was before I ever threw a pitch?
I don't
I'm
know.
a coach and I'm a former player, and this should never happen. The guy on first jukes and I balk before I ever throw a pitch. And Ray Searage is the pitching coach, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm sitting there on the mound and I'm giggling, and he comes out, he goes, "What are you laughing at?" I said, "I am a coach. I am not supposed to do that. My kids would be all over me." And he starts laughing. Then the ump comes out and I tell him, and he starts laughing. We get back, strike the guy out, innings over, 91, 92. They're like, "He's not crazy, he's pretty good." The second night in Double-A, 2 innings, strike out 5 guys, 98, 99 miles an hour. And they're like, wow. Next day I'm in Triple-A. And for the next 2 months, I'm watching guys on their way up, on their way down, and guys just trying to hold on. And I'm having a blast being a kid again.
That's amazing. That's amazing.